Your last scenes in Who, I want you to think back, the very last time that you filmed in Who, both of you. How did you feel about that, knowing that you were sort of giving up the mantle? How did that feel to you?
It is weird, isn't it?
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we were.
Weird. But I was there for his last scene.
Yeah.
I didn't really realise, because I was so trapped in my own desperate nervousness of starting Doctor Who and being on this film set. And actually, there were so many people in that studio.
So many people.
Which was odd.
It was like both the production teams that were about to take over and that were about to leave. They were all there.
They were all there. And I made sure that didn't happen with Peter, because I thought that was, that made me feel quite nervous. But it's tricky. It is
because obviously
sad.
Both of us chose to leave. Neither of us were kicked out.
Yeah.
So you on one hand you're doing something willingly, but you're also aware that this show has been quite life changing. Because you're suddenly in the middle of something. It's not like anything else.
Yeah.
You've been in the middle of this sort of focus for the last 4 years or whatever, and you're sort of intentionally casting yourself off, but it's quite emotional. It's quite the whole range of feelings about it.
It's hard, and then you've got this scene which is obviously really charged with pain and change and regeneration and all those things, and you want to do that justice, but not. There's a lot going on.
It's also a microcosm of what it's like to be in that show. That when you're filming that moment when you regenerate and leave, and everyone's focused on it, and everyone's desperate to get it right, and the machine of that show, which is very impressive, and has a lot of very clever, very motivated people behind it, or is all there trying to get it right, and you're right in the middle of that, and this is a big moment for the character, for the show, so everyone's very focused on it, and it's you, and it's you, and it's all happening, and you're right in the middle of that, and you do it, and you've got the take, and everyone goes, we've got it, right, you've done it, off you go. And you sort of walk out, and then somebody else comes in, and the show keeps going
in your clothes.
So you kind of go from being the absolute centre of this, and then you walk out the door, and everyone's attention just goes and you kind of go, oh, I'm completely dispensable. An hour ago, I felt like the most important creature on earth, and now it just trundles on without me. And of course, that's what you want.
That's why it's amazing.
And of course, you wish everything for the person who's coming in, and your heart is with them. But at the same time, you go, what am I? Chopped liver? It's a very weird mix of emotions. It was Peter was there when you did.
Peter, he came in. I gave him my watch. I gave him my character watch. So then I just panicked. It's like, we'll have that. And then also this other actor coming in is just so I do actually remember thinking, God, I'm pleased I don't feel like that, because it's nerve-wracking. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Was Chris there?
No, Chris had shot his whole bit
and was gone,
and they just left a sort of bit. Because there was also a sense that they might, if there hadn't been a series 2. I have a feeling they even shot a different ending that they'd have used if it. I don't know.
If it hadn't have gone on, really.
Because you wouldn't have. Because you don't want to be the guy that regenerates in the. Show up for 30 seconds of a series that never comes back. Then what are you? Then do you even count as a doctor? What would that be? But so they'd wrapped months before, and then I came in and shot a little bit came all the way down to Newport it was then, and sat on the TARDIS set, and there was nobody there. There was like a crew of 5. Billy was a cross of tape on the wall, and we did it in like 2 takes, 20 minutes.
How was it coming back for the 50th? Because I think I'd be quite nervous if I had to go back now.
Yeah, it was.
But then because it didn't seem like you were.
No, it was nerve-wracking. What was nerve-wracking about it? Because it hadn't been that long.
Yeah.
It had been 3-4 years, like. So it still felt like it was in.
He came in his own costume.
Yeah.
I'd have to do with mine.
I didn't get off the train in it. I brought it in a suit carrier. I didn't turn up and read through and go, I'm ready! Did you miss me? What were we talking about? Oh yeah,
Doctor Who.
Yeah. You're nervous because it's not your gig anymore. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know each other that well.
No.
So I thought, oh, this could be Matt's idea of a nightmare. And he showed up like the Ghost of Christmas Past. We had a good time though, didn't we? We had a great time. From the moment we met the Rita, I thought, oh, this is going to be fun.
Fine, yeah.
And in a way, the pressure's slightly off. Because you're not, I always loved Ingrid here, but you were always kind of, there's a pressure on you the whole time, isn't there, to be there and be on it.
Yeah.
It's quite, it's a bit more fun to share it.
Yeah.
Share the load a little bit.
Yeah.
And also you kind of know what you're doing because you did it, it's sort of in your head and you knew you had fun and you'd also know that you're just coming back for a little visit. It was fun. You try it once sometime. Yeah.
I think we should go back.
Yeah.
A buddy episode.
Yeah.
Remind me again, are you literally do you literally hand over the exact same clothes or the style of clothes when you regenerate?
The same outfit.
It's literally the same.
Down to the cuts on the knee and then whatever.
But there were two of them, weren't there? Because we were on set both wearing my costume.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to take it off to give it to you.
I've got a picture actually of me and you. My granddad's got it in his house of me and you on that set looking at
Yes.
and I'm looking just completely beat.
Do you look a bit haunted? Yeah. Because you hadn't even shot anything yet.
No,
and they're like, first thing you did.
And I'm just staring sort of lovingly into your eyes going, what is going on?
Yeah.
And you said, you were both saying that you chose to leave the role of Doctor Who. It's obviously a hugely important part of your life. I can see when you're talking about the role of Doctor Who, it's literally very, very special, both of you. So how do you let go of something like that? When do you know it's the correct time to go?
For me, there was Russell T Davis and I had sort of been on that journey together, and indeed Julie Gardner, the executive producer, we'd all sort of been on that journey together, and we all were kind of we all sort of were talking about when we would finish and how we would do it, and therefore it was a sort of suicide pact in a way. We knew that we would all go together, and that just, once you decide on that, it just makes sense really. And then I had a little moment when I sort of thought, maybe I'll do the dirty and stay a little bit longer. But no, it just felt like that was the thing to do. It just had a sort of sense to it. Because you're also thinking, I don't know how you felt, I sort of thought, this is such a sort of thing that if I don't go now, which is this kind of the time to do it, and there's reasons to do it, and there are other people doing it at the same time, I'll just be here forever. I'll just sort of keep doing it forever. Which, hardly a bad life. But you kind of think, well, I do sort of, as an actor, imagine doing other things, so I probably have to go now or never. But it's wasn't an easy decision to make at all.
Was it the right one at the time now, in hindsight?
Oh yeah, it was still the right thing to do in the right time to do it, I think. Which doesn't mean I'm not sad that it doesn't exist anymore, but I think, it definitely opened more doors than it closed, and it's been, and it never really goes away, because you get to come back for the 50th, you get to sit in rooms like this and talk about it.
10 years later.
10 years later. So it never leaves your life. What was the process for you?
Exactly.
Well, it was quite similar really. I also felt the pull of other work, I suppose, and I thought sometimes if you play a character too long, I could find myself sitting in it with too much. It risks becoming too familiar, and I thought the sort of the idea for the story arc and stuff like that was going well. I sort of wanted it to. I mean, I nearly left when Karen left, and didn't, and it was really hard for me when Karen left. It's hard, that, isn't it? When really hard. Yeah. I mean, it's a real tricky thing, but there was just a sort of instinct in me that felt like it was the right time. But again, it's a real pull. It's tough.
And again, for you, in hindsight now, was it the right move for you at the time? Are you
I think
comfortable and happy?
I mean, I went and did a job and shaved my head and came back, and Stephen Moffat was just like, "Are you joking?" We said as well, you know what I'd love to do for the rest of my life is like just let me do the Christmas specials.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
One a year,
and we'll swap.
Yeah.
Just give it to a different doctor every year. That'd be great.
Oh yeah,
because there was something magical about, the just being on telly on Christmas Day.
It really was. Yeah, that's the bit that I miss most. Yeah, Christmas rolls around and the Christmas Radio Times comes out.
Yeah.
That was the bit I used to be most proud of. Right in the middle of Christmas Day.
It's like,
you're not doing that anymore. Why are you not doing it on Christmas Day anymore?
I don't know.
What's going on, people?
Piers, we've got to get on to Piers about that.